pooping money, basically. It was like, this money's dirty, throw it in the fireplace. Everything from
because you had everything going on
if
the
you control
Mississippi
New Orleans,
both
you
ways.
control everything from 17 states, from Canadian provinces, coming downriver, and everything going upriver. So, and that's why the North had to take it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And that's part of what's called the Anaconda Plan for the Civil War. We won't talk about that. We'll talk about this, because this is the Buckner Mansion. Well, Mr. Buckner had a partner. His name was Mr. Sumner. Mr. Sumner had the preeminent home in the South up in Nashville. Now, these two guys were like tobacco merchants and sugar merchants and blah, 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 which basically meant that they lived here. And they basically bought stuff from people coming downriver or bought stuff from people coming inward, and then they resold it. And you get a little cut for yourself. There you go. Yeah. So they had so much money that, just that's the way it goes. So they had a falling out. And as rich people do when you have a falling out, and you have a lot of money, and your partner has the preeminent home in the South, what do?
You one-up him.
You one-up him. So this is the Buckner Mansion. It is 20,000 square feet.
20,000.
Yes, and there's 24 ionic columns in the bottom and 24 door columns in the top. And it is like got a ballroom, 3 living rooms. It's just a total mess. So it took 3 years to build, and as you are when you have a lot of money, you spend it on your kids. Why? Because they're your kids.
Yeah.
And so because you spend it on your kids, guess what the kids don't do quite as good as dad did?
Work and make money.
Work and make money. Yeah. So, and then if you spend money on your kids, what do you do to your grandkids? You dote on your grandkids.
Yeah, you really
spend. You really spend on your grandkids. So by about the 3rd generation, this thing falls into disrepair. And what happens is then this finishing school goes and buys it, and it's where women learn to file and answer the telephone, and just.
Which really went on into the 50s,
right?
1950s, because
Correct.
She has aunts who, they became a nurse, but they couldn't marry if they wanted to stay a nurse, or they couldn't teach. It's like.
Right, and so that's what this became, and that's why there is this, because people go, what in God's name? So then about the 1970s, it goes back into private hands, and actually a couple owns it today. You can actually rent it 2 weeks out of the year for $1. Per square foot.
Nice.
So if you got 20,000 to blow, good for you.
Who doesn't?
Well, and that's why I'm telling you the story, because I knew you were looking for a place.
Kind of like an Airbnb.
Exactly, right. So when this was originally built, the bottom was not encased, because that is not how houses were built here. Houses were built here, they were elevated. They were elevated for 2 reasons. Yeah. The first is because every spring, you might have heard, the Mississippi River floods. And so it floods, and it's bringing down all this topsoil and silt and everything downriver. It floods. This goes out over the banks. This all settles, and then it goes out into the swamp. The first mile from the river, which is basically about a mile down that way, to St. Charles, is called the Isle of the Nile. This does not flood. This is above sea level.
Really?
Everything from St. Charles that way is below sea level, up to 15 feet. The other reason that wasn't encased is because if you raise the house, the breeze will blow under it, so it's natural air conditioning. Sure. So you've probably seen this from American Horror Story, probably the 3rd season, which was called American Gothic, and you're probably going, is the house haunted? The answer,
I'm so sorry.
Certainly, it must be.
It is haunted. It is haunted by, she was the midwife of the family. She loved the family so much that even after emancipation, she didn't leave. Her name is Julia. She is not malevolent in any way, shape, or form. She is still there. You can tell when she's there because the chandeliers will move a little bit, or you will smell lemon because she's dusting and cleaning. And so she lived there until her death. If you actually go around the back, you'll actually get to see, it looks like there's a big old box, and then there's this L in the back. That's where all, we won't call them, we'll call them exactly what they were, slaves. That's what the slaves were, and stuff like that. People live there today. The people who own it, they're a private couple. She actually does all the gardening, and so you'll see her. And she owns a little like Honda Civic and Toyota Corolla in the back. So they're just really nice, ordinary
They
people.
spend all their money in the house, so they're just driving.
You would be amazed how much stuff gets filmed here. It's like every other week or so, something. And it's like a pilgrimage. People are coming here. I've had them here at 9 o'clock at night, and it's just like, really? Yes. It's just one of those things.
This is a view of the backside of the Buckner Mansion.
So what brought you guys to New Orleans?
We've never been here.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
We travel and
You travel and you've never been here.
Never been here.
Oh, be careful. Once this
been-
place gets its
it's-
soaks in you.
We've only been here since Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
And we like
And
it.
we've already had. I was like,
That was
wow.
yesterday, by the way.
Yeah.
You make it
I
sound
think-
like 3 months ago.
Friday afternoon.
Okay,
Friday
okay.
afternoon. I was off today. So much has happened. since
Time
then.
that does that.
But
there.
it's like, I mean, I did a little research before I came,
Uh-huh.
but it's a busy time of year for us. So I'm like, didn't do my normal due diligence like I normally really plan the trip out.
Right.
And this time I'm like, well, we're going. We're going to find out what there is down
Yep.
there. I thought, I hope there's a lot to do. And I'm like, holy cow, now we don't know what not
what
to
not
do.
to do. Yes,
I
there's
mean,
just a lot to do. And
it's
let me give you a little bit of a hint. Let us help you. So I don't know where you're staying, but make friends with whoever you're staying. Make friends with anybody behind the counter. Make friends with any waiter. Make friends with any bar, and make friends with the guy who's the Uber driver. We're all local. We love this town.
Well,
The
a friend-
cockroaches are this big, and we name them, and it's the hurricanes, and blah 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 blah.
We're
It's
doing
gonna-
Father's Day brunch with friends of ours who grew up where we are, but he's lived down here, established a mega business up
Perfect.
here, and so we're going to have brunch with them.
Okay, where are you gonna
today.
have brunch?
It's called the Red Maple
Okay.
in Gretna.
Okay. Yeah, I know. It's across the bridge. How
That's
you
what he
getting across
said. He
the bridge?
goes,
He's gonna pick you up.
no, I rented a car.
Oh, okay.
He goes, oh, you were able to rent a car? I said, yeah.
Yeah, because it's
it
like-
cost me an arm and a leg, and it was the only one in the lot. When I walked out, they said, well, you get the silver one. I go, are there any others? I mean, that's the only one I see.
Oh my God, it cost you an arm and a leg. Yes, it is.
So I'm like, well, that was easy.
Yeah.
We don't have to wonder which one is it, you know?
Right.
So, yeah. So we're gonna meet them, and
Cool.
it should be. He'll give us some tips of what else
No,
to do.
absolutely.
But we know we want to do the World War II museum.
Oh, it's fantastic. I
Wanna
hate
do-
museums. I love
Yeah.
it. You're gonna spend all day there.
Well, my dad was World War II vet,
Mhm.
you know, and he told me good stories.
Do you like a mansion
Finally.
in particular? Any mansion?
Just all of them. The Garden District here, which starts like on Jackson, and this is Jackson, and goes in that direction.
Okay.
So the Garden District, and it ends at Magazine, which is this next light down here, and St. Charles, which is up, and just goes that way to Louisiana. So it's about 8-10 blocks that way. Just go meander around. You're gonna find all kinds of things that you just kind of like and everything. And you'll go, oh, this is a swamp. It's not what I expected. Because it's an elevated boardwalk for a couple miles, and that's really neat. Go on an alligator tour. You're going to gain 5 pounds, I promise you. If you do it right, if you do it wrong, you're not going to gain 5 pounds.
Yeah, we did a cooking class yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, where'd you do it?
In the French Quarter.
Yep,
at the-
New Orleans School of Cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was great.
Who was
And
your teacher?
Harriet.
Oh, little Harriet.
Yeah.
She's
She's
good.
phenomenal, isn't
hilarious.
she?
She was
Yes.
wonderful.
Oh, she's great. She's everybody's grandmom. And
Yeah.
it's just like, does she have a filter at all?
What restaurants we should go to?
See, I told you.
Yeah, she
Right.
was great.
Carousel.
The carousel.
Oh, the Carousel Bar in the Monteleone. Yep,
Yeah.
that's haunted too. Yeah, that guy started out. He was selling shoes. He sold shoes, and then he just figured out. He goes, well, this is a port. People need a place to stay, and
Shoes,
hey.
booze. Which one would be better?
Right. So, and that's what he did. He came up with the Hotel Monteleone, which is just, and that's where Truman Capote was born. In fact. So,
Oh, really?
no,
Born?
Yeah, he was born in
Who?
In the hotel?
In the
Who?
hotel. Yeah,
Truman Capote, the
Yeah.
author.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you go, I swear, you're just gonna have a blast.
We
If there's
have
something
already.
you want, yeah, something you want to do it. Don't wait. Don't cut.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll do it next time. No. Do it this.
Do it this.
Right. And then you always have stuff to come back to. You know,
Yeah.
it's just and bring someone with you because New Orleans is best when you share. And
Okay.
especially